The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey, everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and we're going to get you rolling here so you can maximize what you can get out of this year, 2017. And we're going to get you ready for 2018, too, because big changes they are coming. And I'm Esther Gulius, the Tax Lady. Of course, all of our branch offices open up the middle of January. We have 32 area offices to serve you.
And the first day you can e-file is the 19th of January this year.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that's Tiffany Fabian.
Hello,
Hey, Tiff,
Esther. Very, very good.
And Christopher Fabian.
Hello, Esther.
Hello, Christopher. All right. So we want to make sure that everybody understands, there's going to be like a monumental, I don't know when it's going to pass, but I think it's going to pass. They're pretty confident of that. And I have a cold, but we want to make sure that people understand there's like a cutoff, a demarcation. As of the 31st of December this year, everything for 2017 is under the old law. We're anticipating that before January the 1st, they're going to pass the new tax law, and that'll be what will come into effect for 2018. So for the 2017 return, which we're still in, there are things that you can do to maximize your tax deductibility and get a maximum refund this year, because many of the things we're going to talk about are going to be completely eliminated under the new tax code. So if you want to get any kind of deduction, and who doesn't, then you have to listen up and do what we're telling you to do, because if you wait till January, you won't get it.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Okay.
And then actually people were calling too over Friday, and they said that they got information from their employer that their pay is going to be reduced a little bit come next year from the Family Relief Act, part of their...
Okay, well, let's talk about the Family Leave Act. That's something else that's happening in January, and that's a New York State thing, correct?
Yep.
Right, that's a New York State a feed off of the federal Family Leave Act. So there's the federal and the state, but New York State, there's going to be like $1.85 taken out of each person's paycheck a week, not per pay. It's a week. So if you get paid bi-weekly, it's almost $4.
And that's basically, it's a self-funded insurance plan.
Exactly,
correct?
exactly.
So that people that are working who have some type of a hardship, a family hardship, actually have the ability to be off of work and receive income because of the
like
family
half of their salary,
Yep,
right?
50% of their pay.
And so, for instance, am I right? My grandmother just broke her hip, so I could take some time off work, and they would have to keep my position, right?
Keep your position and pay you 50% of.
Right. Well, but
or the insurance
employer's
company.
really not paying you. It's the
insurance
company that's paying
Right.
you.
Right.
So as of the beginning of January, if you're working for an employer, whether big or small, they should have, and if you're working for a small employer, this is really important because I think there's a lot of confusion here. And people don't know that they have to get set up with an insurance company who will then, it'll be taken out of your paycheck. It'll fund this insurance for you so that you can start getting paid as of January the 1st if you have to be off for some type of family emergency, and you'll get 50% of your wages for how many months?
2 months, 8 weeks. But you have to use your sick time and your vacation time first.
First, right?
Yep.
So if somebody's working for a small employer, let's say there's 3 employees, do they have to be part of this program?
That, I think they can opt out because of
so
their
they're-
small employer.
All right, but this is something that employees need to talk to their employer about so that they're aware of it, because this is a big deal.
Right, and and there's people out there going, well, there's no problem. It doesn't cost the employer any money, but it does because, say, Tiffany, like she said, her grandmother
Esther would lose a good employee.
Right, and we would have to bring somebody on who doesn't know as much,
Doesn't know Tiffany's job.
who doesn't
right?
know Tiffany's job, who doesn't
then
work
when
as
she wants
fast
to
as
come back-
Tiffany's job. So we'd have to pay people
Train 'em.
overtime to cover.
Cover her position.
Right. So it does cost employers. It could cost a lot of money to employers. They just don't pay for the policy or the pay.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how that's. I mean, it's a good thing. So you
They
can
would
help
have to
people.
pay for the overtime pay.
Right.
I know.
They,
Yeah.
So that's going in January the 1st, and that's called the Family Leave Act, right? And
Correct.
so all employers, some employers can be exempt, and their employees actually have to sign an opt-out form, correct?
Correct. It's saying how many hours a week they work, how many weeks a year they work, and their expected work, and then they could opt out.
Okay. All right. So I can see everybody's wheels turning, thinking, "Oh gosh, I wonder if I can push my grandma down."
Gee, my cat got sick. Maybe I can get a couple weeks off for my cat.
All right. Well, let's talk about what's so important. Again, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. All right. So here's the thing. December 31st, the tax law is changing. So anything we're telling you to do is because we want you to maximize your itemized deductions this year if you're somebody that itemizes, because in January, what was a deduction probably won't be a deduction. And big deal, they're going to increase your standard deduction, but they're taking away your personal exemption. So quite frankly, there's if you have kids that are over the age of 16 and you were an itemizer, you're not going to be a happy camper. So we want to be able to glean as much out of this as possible. So you want to maximize your deductions. And so first of all, and this is not going to change in January, but the first thing people should think about is still losing stocks. With the market being as volatile as it's been in a positive way, the stock market's gone up. But I got to believe that in somebody's portfolio there might be some losers in it, and if they sell their losers, they can take a dollar for dollar deduction up to a loss over $3,000 of their total losses on the Schedule D. So why is that important, Chris and Tiff?
So that you can maximize and sock up any capital gains that you have, and so that you could take a loss on your tax return up to $3,000 a year to capitalize and reduce your adjusted gross income.
Let's say you had $100,000 in stock dividends, capital gains, qualified dividends, and you have a stock that's lost $50,000. You've been holding it for
Yay.
years. If you sell that stock now, that $50,000 offsets your $100,000 in capital gains.
That's awesome.
So that would save you a lot of money on your taxes. And let's say that you had $100,000 in capital gains and you had $150,000 stock loss. You could take your losses dollar for dollar up to the $100,000 plus $3,000 and get rid of all of your capital gains. But this requires planning.
Yep. And it also, of course, helps the state too when that happens.
Right, both federal
Yep.
and state.
Yep.
Right?
But like
the
you said,
bottom line
planning.
is you have to plan it.
Yep.
It just doesn't, you're just not going to, you need to talk to your stockbroker and say, let's look at my portfolio here. Is there any losers that I have so I can offset my capital gains, right?
Right.
The other thing is make sure you maximize your 401k plan at work. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I think we did that all this week, right, you guys?
That's right. We did the matching contributions, everything.
Everybody finished their
Yep.
401k, their contributions to our simple plan at work, because this is money that's tax deductible up to the limit, dollar for dollar, at a higher tax bracket. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
Yep. It's money that you'll get a match on, and so you really want to. I think the key word, like you said, is plan.
And that's exactly, it's like anything. When you're done listening to Ask the Tax Lady, you got to sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. Because that's what I've been doing all this week. What I'm telling you to do, I've been doing all this week. I'm Esther Golias, the Tax Lady from EG Tax, 8030930. 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with your calls on the other side. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, and I'm going to tell you, in January, there's going to be like a volcano of tax changes, but right now we're under the old law, and we want to make sure that we get you the maximum $2017 deduction, and sometimes it's just putting that thinking cap on and making some decisions before the end of the year. We only have 20 days left. So do we have 20 days? Yeah, about 20 days left. So you want to make sure that you listen and you maximize your tax deductibility. But we got people that have been calling in, so why don't we go with the phones first, and then we'll talk about some more of the things that people should do. Why don't we talk to Mike? Hey, Mike, how can we help you, sir?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
I have a couple questions about taxes.
Sure. That's a good thing, because I can't help you with medical.
Oh, no, it's not medical.
I know.
No, actually, I'm a business owner, and my fiance actually isn't a partner in my business, but she works with me.
Okay.
And she has 3 children that lives with her. They live with us part of the year. I was wondering, is it possible for me to put her on my taxes as a dependent? Me, head of household, as well as her children who live with us part of the year?
Okay, well, first of all, this I'm going to tell you was the old law, because all of it's going to change in January. In order to be head of the household, you have to be single. You are single, correct?
Right, definitely, yes.
Secondly, you have to have a qualifying individual that lives with you. Her children are not your qualified individuals, because they aren't blood relatives. So that would mean that you cannot be head of the household.
So is it more beneficial for her to file her taxes? And then?
All right, well, she is single, so she is going to file her own taxes. Does she have income?
Yeah, she does. That's what we're she has some payroll. But is there a certain amount of income you need to?
All right, so the question is, does she have, who is the custodial parent, she or the parent, the father?
I think they share custody.
Who do the children live with? What is the place of residence that's listed on the school report?
With their father.
Okay, so that's the father that's a residential parent. So unless she has a Form 8332 signed by the dad that says that she has the right to claim them, she can't claim them on her tax return. And if she has such low income, it wouldn't make any difference anyway, because it won't get her any bang for the buck. If she were the custodial parent and the children lived with her, then she might be able to get the earned income credit. But in this situation, it sounds like the custodial parent is the dad, and he would have the right to do the children and the earned income credit if his income was under like $40,000.
Yeah.
Chris, Tiff, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's good points. Just like Esther said, I think she covered everything. Unless your girlfriend, fiance has a release of claim, it goes to the custodial parent, which sounds like it's the dad in this instance.
Right, and if her income's low enough,
she'll get an EIC anyways.
Right.
That's if her income is low.
Is there an ideal income range for the earned income credit?
She doesn't get it because the children are not living with you.
Well, I was thinking if
No
she's
matter
single,
what,
but
she doesn't get
she
it.
doesn't support a
All
household.
right, so the children have to be in the care and custody of the parent. And that would mean that the school records and the doctor and everything look to that address that they're living at as the place that they live in order to get the earned income credit. So it's really a moot point.
And I was thinking as a single filer, she might qualify for EIC if she has really low income.
And then you could claim her if her income is under $4,000 and lived with you all year.
Right.
Right. Yeah, she is. So even though she's not like my wife,
you can claim her as a dependent.
She doesn't have a lot of income.
That's right.
Right.
So you'll be able to claim her as a dependent, and she may get a small earned income credit if she has wages.
Okay. Yes.
But she doesn't get the earned income credit for the children.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Good
Thanks for
question.
calling, Mike. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on her cell phone. And I have to tell you, everything we just told you dies in January. It all
Wow.
dies in January because, and it'll be interesting to watch them redo the tax code because I don't know what they're going to do with this whole thing about who's got custody of what and who's got the earned
and
I
income.
mean, they haven't even said anything about head of household.
Well, they have though. They've completely. They said there's head of the household. There's single and married joint. That's it. That's the only standard deductions that they're talking about. So I'm pretty sure that
And
if you're single, and that's going to be it.
It's so funny, the question that Mike asked is a question that we get repeatedly. And so people struggle with the current tax law and they're still learning the current. And so now it's just going to become even more difficult, know?
All right, let's go to line 2. We go Marion from Alden. Hey, Marion, how can we help you?
Hi. I'd like to discuss this tax, the stock gains and losses.
Yeah, what you need?
Say for instance, you have a gain of $10,000
Okay,
on stock that you want to cash in before the end of the year.
okay,
And then you also have some losers,
okay,
and you've lost $9,000 on them.
okay.
You would only pay taxes on $1,000.
That's correct.
Okay, but I thought that when you have losses, the maximum loss you can claim on stocks.
See, that's what people don't understand. Is everybody understands about the 3,000? That's 3,000 after you net your gains and losses.
Okay.
So in your example with $10,000 of a stock gain, you could actually have 13,000 in losses. You would then offset your 10,000 by the 13, and you'd be able to take an extra $3,000 to offset your other income as well.
Because many years ago when General Motors took a dive, I also took a dive with them, and my tax advisor told me that I could only claim $3,000 in losses per year.
That it's $3,000 per year after it's offset other capital gains.
Okay.
And that's a
If you
very
had no
common
other capital
misnomer.
gains, then that would be true. But if you had other capital gains, let's say you were carrying forward a $100,000 loss, and you had 20,000 in gains, you'd be able to pick up 20,000 of that 100,000 that you're carrying forward plus 3. And so then you carry forward the rest, and you offset dollar for dollar your gains and your losses plus 3,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, gotcha.
All right, thank you, dear. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. And we're going to go back to the phones here in a second, but I want to talk about some of the things that people need to do to tax plan because they only got 20-some days to do it. Seniors over 65, you're going to lose your over 65 deduction, all right, in January. And if you're somebody that has large medical expenses or you have family members in a nursing home or you're paying large expenses for medical bills, make sure that you pay up your medical this year because next year if what's proposed goes into effect, you'll get 0 medical as a deduction.
Yep.
So you want to, and I'll tell you, people that are thinking about doing medical improvements to the house, let's say that you have to put an elevator in to your house because you have an invalid family member, do it now. Get it all nailed down and paid for now and put it on 2017 because in 2018 it's gone.
Yep. Even if you have to put it on a credit card, like
That's
Esther
right.
said, do it now.
Braces, all those medical things. Then I heard the other day that they were saying that maybe the medical's going to be back in, but I don't think you can't bet on the fact of what they're going to do. 2017 it's deductible. If I were you, I'd make sure that I get all of this medical nailed down so that you can take it as a deduction because the odds are in 2018 you won't be able to take it.
Right.
Right?
Yep. Use the current law to your advantage.
Right. Right. And then the other thing is employee business expenses. If you're, let's say, an outside salesperson, and you need a new iPad, or you need a new cell phone, or you need new briefcase, or you need new office furniture, if you wait till next year, it won't be deductible. But it's a great thing. You say to yourself, I think I'm going to get me that for Christmas. And it would be a deductible Christmas gift because it's ordinary and necessary. You need it in your job. And unfortunately, in January, they're going to eliminate that deductibility. So go ahead and give yourself a nice Christmas gift that's going to be tax deductible, because come January, the whole jig changes.
Yeah, it's amazing, and that's what, on Facebook yesterday, Tim was talking about that. Buy your spouse,
those wonderful deductible Christmas gifts.
If you know they needed a new laptop, buy it now. Don't wait till next year for sale, because at least you get to deduct it now on the tax return.
That's right. I mean, anything that you're using for business, office supplies, like you say, office furniture, all those kind of things. As far as I can see, the holiday parties, when you wanted to, maybe you want to take your staff out for Christmas and say thank you, that's going to be eliminated next year. So tell them, this is our last supper, guys. This is our last supper together.
Yep.
All right.
We got a break for the news.
We are. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 is cell phone. We're going to take a short break. On the other side, we'll be with you and your phone calls. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, and we want to help you to give yourself a Christmas gift before the end of the year. Take advantage of the closing deductions to your benefit, right?
Yeah, they saved one of the largest tax deductions ever, and it helps corporations. I know that's for sure, and so that's where we are.
It's interesting. I was figuring out the other day. So if you have $1 million taxable income, you're going to save $40,000 in taxes. That's a big tax break. If you're a family of 4 whose kids are over the age of 16, it costs you $1,000. So obviously, the tax break is being borne on the backs of people who were middle and lower income people. If you're single, you're going to make out.
Yeah,
right, with no kids, no house, no kids, you'll make out. But you're not going to make out by a ton. You're going to make out by $500-$600.
What were you going to say, Chris?
I know. I had someone in my office the other day that was involved in the Tea Party, and she's like, oh, well, I have an article here that it's going to help everybody. I said, really? Here's the physical examples. And she looked at them, the ones we've done up, and she goes, so this paper's wrong? I said, yeah. She just couldn't believe how...
Yeah, well, I can't wait till... I can't wait till everybody's all done drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well,
and
the eggnog.
Two things at our office. Tim has been working on a spreadsheet. He'll have it done very soon, where you can actually go to our website and calculate the current law and the new law, proposed new law, and what your tax answer will be. And then he also has a new app. It's in the App Store right now. It's the EG Tax app, and it's phenomenal. You'll love it.
That's
so
true. If
download
you
our
want to
app.
download a great app with all these features, go to the App Store and download EG. It's EG Tax Service, because I just put EG Tax and nobody knew who I was. So, but it's EG Tax Service in the App Store. It's great. It has a mileage log. It has tax tips. It has all kinds of calculations. A receipt finder. It's hooked to QuickBooks. It's really remarkable. I think that you will really like it. Why don't we go back to the phones? And I think we got Dennis holding, right?
Yep.
Hey, Dennis, how can we help you, sir?
Yes, me and my wife throughout the year has been buying houses, and we fix them up and we rent them. So we have about 20 of them now.
Wow.
And from what I'm understanding is this new tax law, we're not going to be allowed to deduct the local taxes.
No, that's not true.
Not true. Oh.
As an individual, the itemized deduction portion is where they targeted most of these tax changes. So the itemized deductions are effectively much more difficult to get, okay? If you have a business and rental property that you're trying to do to make a profit, your deductions for rental property, the expenses for property taxes, for mortgage interest, for travel, going to pick up the rents, for new doors, windows, upkeep, utilities, that's insurance, that's all still going to be deductible, okay? It's the itemized deduction that they went after. So you're still good.
So the local property taxes, even
Are
on
good.
a personal home, is still deductible?
On your rental.
On your principal residence.
That's deductible?
Yes.
But I will tell you, it is going to be deductible, but I can't believe very many people are going to qualify because they eliminated the personal exemption, but they doubled the standard deduction. So your itemized deductions have to come over $24,000. So it'll be there, but you probably won't qualify.
Okay, but the other...
But on your rental, it's fine.
But I'm not a business now. We're just...
Rental properties are a business.
Rental property, it is a business if you are trying to make money. And as a rental, it is still deductible.
You report everything on a Schedule E, correct?
Right.
Then that's a business for tax purposes.
And you're going to be fine.
Oh, thank God.
Okay?
Worried about that. I was ready to sell everything.
Oh, that would be a sad thing. But no, you're fine, Dennis. And if you need any rental books, we have some wonderful rental books in the office. You can stop by, pick them up, and that'll help you keep all
Good
your
records.
properties separate. And it's a great tool for your Schedule E.
Same with the app, I think.
And make sure you do your LLCs. Make sure that you put each one of those houses in an LLC to protect yourself in the event of a lawsuit.
What's the advantage of that?
To protect yourself in the event of a lawsuit. Let's just say that Lucy falls down the stairs, all right, and you have 20 apartments, and none of them are in an LLC, so she just kind of sues you, okay? And you own all these properties. But if it was in an LLC and it was not due to any negligence on your part, all she could do is sue that particular building. So only one building's at risk rather than 20.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay?
Very much. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Dennis. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. All right. Other things that people need to know is alimony, if it goes through, is no longer going to be deductible if you're a payer of alimony. I said this the other day to my attorney. He almost fell on the floor. He said, what? He said, what happens to the person receiving it? I said, it's tax-free. It's like child support. So those of you paying alimony, you should check in with your attorney because this is it's a seismographical shift.
Well, I know there's so many people that pay alimony and they adjust their withholdings accordingly so that they can budget and plan for this. And so that's really going to be detrimental for them.
Right. And student loan interest. You know, everybody feels so bad for the kids paying student loan interest. Too bad. So sad. It's not going to be deductible anymore.
Yeah, that was the government saying, our kids are in such bad shape, and now, let's make it worse for them.
Right, that's right. And second homeowners, you bought that lovely little piece of property, you called your accountant and said, how much am I going to save because I bought the house in South Carolina? Because it's a second home and it's not rental. Now, remember, Dennis, I said if it's rental, it's deductible. Because it's a second home and not rental, it's not going to be deductible anymore. Neither is the property taxes.
So that person...
the property taxes or the interest.
Might want to turn it into a rental, that person.
I would turn it into a rental. Think very seriously about the money that you're going to lose as far as your deductibility goes, and maybe you want to change your thinking and turn it into a rental. All right? All right, let's go back to the phone. So we got Justin. Hey, Justin, how can we help you?
Hi, Esther. How are you?
Good.
Good. Two quick things, and I'll make it quick. One, I just purchased a home this year, and my first home, and I was curious if there's any sort of tax incentives or, anything. I mean, I had to do septic in, and I had to do a bunch of improvements.
All right, on a personal resident, any kind of capital improvement that you make on your personal home is not going to be deductible because the first $500,000 of gain that you have on your home, if you're married filing a joint return, or if you're single, $250,000 is going to be completely tax-free. Now, one of the other seismographical shifts is that now if you own your home 2 out of 5 years through 217, that's when those losses are, the gains are deductible. Starting in January, it's going to be 5 out of 8 years. So you have to own your home 5 out of 8 years in order to take advantage of these exclusions. So no capital improvements are going to be deductible. The only thing deductible on your personal residence is going to be mortgage interest and property taxes up to $10,000.
Okay, so no, there's no first-time home buyer credits.
No.
No, that disappeared in like 2010.
No, I mean new.
Okay.
New.
Okay, and one more thing. I am a sole proprietor. It's just very simple Schedule C business that I've done for a number of years. How is this new tax law going to affect me in any certain way?
Well, I mean, your Schedule C should be pretty much holy. You don't have to worry about that. Do you have are you an LLC, Justin?
No, I'm just a DBA.
What kind of business do you do?
I'm a painting contractor.
All right, so I would make myself an LLC for sure, wouldn't you, Chris and Tiff?
Right, right. Protect your
What if
ass.
he falls off the ladder and busts through the window and there's a baby outside the window? Because you're protecting yourself against liability. And it's not expensive to do, and it does protect you. I would suggest anybody that's self-employed put that layer of protection on their business.
Yeah, and I would almost look at, you're a painter, but in your new home, if you have a spare room, do an office in the home. And this way, then the capital improvements, a small percentage can help, depreciation, your utilities, there's different things like that.
And the sad thing about the new law is, whereas now, finally, you would have been able to itemize, I don't think you're going to become an itemizer because of the new law. So your house is essentially not going to help you.
Your big deduction.
It's
right.
not going to
so
be.
If he has an office and home. So, and of course, storing all of his paint supplies and all of his ladders, that'll all be part of his office and home as well. So at least there's a little light at the end of the tunnel for you.
Okay. Well,
and the other thing is, set up a pension plan. Do you make a net profit every year, Justin?
Pardon?
Is your net profit fairly good every year?
I do okay.
All right, so I don't want to know how much it is, but you can set up an SEP, and let's say your net profit is $30,000. You can set up 6, 7, 28. I'm doing my ciphering here. You can put $7,500 a year into an SEP, and that'll save you tax dollars as well. So, and you can make that decision up till April the 15th. So something you might want to do is set up a pension plan, and you can match it too. So it's really good. You could actually, if you have no other employees, do a solo 401k and put lots and lots of money into a pension plan.
Okay, well, I'm one of your tax customers, so when I come in to do taxes, we'll talk about that.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, Justin. All right, let's go back to the phones, and we have, let's see.
We got Mike from Wheatfield.
Mike. Hey, Mike, how can we help you?
Hello, I have two questions. Yesterday I got 2 phone calls, recorded calls in the mail, not in the mail, from Washington, D.C. stating, quote, the IRS has filed a lawsuit against you for arrest.
It's a lie.
Unless you call the 200 number.
It's a lie.
Of course, now the IRS will send a letter if there's any problem, right?
That's right. Believe me, it's a lie.
And it
That's
would
a
come
scammer.
certified.
Yeah, and it would be certified. It's a scammer. You don't have, the IRS is not after you. It's some guy in Afghanistan or Czechoslovakia or India wanting you to scam you out of money. So ignore it.
No names were mentioned. No, my name wasn't mentioned. The person calling wasn't mentioned. So.
Oh, well, good for you that you have that that wisdom. I can't tell you how many people that we've seen over the years that come in and they've gone down to Walmart and gotten all these gift cards and sent it to them right away. Then they find out it was a scam.
Right. Well, they're spoofing on the caller ID. It shows Washington, D.C. But.
Oh, I have to tell you, they're very professional. They must be making a ton of money on this stuff because they've really improved their game.
Secondly, my question about the new tax law, if you're a senior citizen, 65, and you don't itemize, is that going to have any effect on your...
Yeah, I mean, you're going to lose your increased personal exemption, and you basically are going to end up not making out at all. The standard deduction is $24,000, and that's what they're going to give you is $24,000. There's no benefit to you at all. If you're a gambler, if you're somebody who likes to go to the casino and win a little bit, there's going to be no way to deduct your gambling expenses anymore. So I don't know. Not so hot for seniors, and especially if you had medical expenses. Loved ones in a nursing home. Again, nothing you can do about it.
So that's for a married couple too, as far as
Yep.
Doesn't sound very good. So
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Who's really made out is the single person with no children.
Which is illogical.
I know, and they don't own a home, so they're completely non-contributing to our society. Or if you're very wealthy. If you're very wealthy, you are sitting someplace on an easy chair right now, smoking a big stogie, saying, "Wow, I did good." Or if you're a big company owner, but for the regular people, not so much.
Well, it sounds like my wife and I are going to get less deduction.
Well, and again, we're going to have it right on our website. Is our website or just on the app, Chris?
It'll be on the website, too.
Yeah.
The app will notify people that it's been done, and they can contact us to see what's going on.
Yeah, we were playing with the spreadsheet yesterday. Tim has it just about done. It's pretty cool. You can put in before and after the tax changes and calculate where you'll be.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady from EG Tax. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side with your questions. I love Christmas music. I'm going to tell you. I know on Christmas Day I'm all done with it, but I love. It's so happy, isn't it? Wonderful.
Yes.
It puts everybody in a good mood.
Is your tree up yet?
Not yet.
No,
this
but
weekend.
Mine is.
I went on vacation, and so I'm a little behind the eight ball. But today I'm going to go home after the show and clean and do lots of stuff.
Yeah, mine is, and I did my Christmas cards this morning. I addressed them.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so good. All right, talking about things that you need to do because we're getting closer to the end here. You should send your New York State estimates in before December the 31st so that you can get the deduction for it because that deduction's going away too.
Yep.
Yay.
So let's say that you anticipate you're going to owe New York State, God forbid, $10,000. If you do this now, you save like $2,500 in federal taxes. But if you wait till January, you save zero. So Auntie Esther's telling you how to save money. Now,
And then under the new law, you
make your estimated payment before December 31st
Yep.
to New York State.
Yep, and under the new law, that's not an option. Although
That's what I said. In January, it's too late.
Yep.
They're not going to let you. There is no deduction anymore for state and local withholding. All right. So if you don't do it now, it's like speak now or forever hold your peace. It's like a marriage here. So you want to make sure that you get your estimates in before December the 31st. What did I just say to Chris this morning? Make sure you get my estimate in
Yes,
as
you
soon
did.
as possible because that deduction's going away.
That bird is done.
That bird is flown, right?
Yep.
The other thing I wanted to let people know about, again, the sale of personal residences, the gain up to $500,000 was tax-free if you own your house 2 out of 5 years. It's now going to be 5 out of 8 years. So that if you get a chance to get your house sold and you lived in it like 3 years, you want to make sure you get it sold before December 31st. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to exclude the gain.
Yep. Get it done now. Even if it's $1,000, $2,000 under, it's better to take it now.
Okay, let's go to Cindy. Hey, Cindy, you've been waiting. Thank you, my dear. How can we help you?
I just had a quick question. I wanted to know if I heard you correctly that if you receive alimony, you won't have to pay taxes on it.
That's correct.
Oh my gosh!
Yay for somebody who receives it.
I mean, this is all pending. So don't go and go around the world in the next couple of weeks and then find out they didn't put that in the tax law. But the way it's proposed, that's what's going to happen.
Okay, well that's going to save me $500 a year then, because I have $1,300 a month in alimony, which is a little over $500 in taxes. And so that, and the rest is Social Security disability at $450.
A suggestion: can't you use alimony for money in
Fund an
for
IRA.
And my suggestion is take that $500 it usually costs you and use that money to fund an IRA every year.
Yeah, because I have no retirement account.
That's why use that.
But unfortunately, if it
It's
becomes
gone.
not taxable income, they're not going to let you use it as an IRA anymore, Tiff.
I just asked Chris
Right, but
beforehand.
for 2018.
But if they make it not taxable, they're not going to let
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So again, that one's up in the air, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come to into a fruition. So for you, you're a happy camper. Your ex-husband, not so much.
Yeah, well, he's got a New York State pension of $100,000 a year, and out of that, he's giving me $1,300 a month.
So you're not feeling sorry for him?
How he feels right now.
Exactly.
Okay, hey, thanks for calling. Merry Christmas to you.
Exactly.
And let's go back to the phones. We got John from Grand Island. Hey, John, how can we help you?
Itemized deductions.
Yeah.
This past year, I had $33,000 worth.
Okay.
That included the three major categories of, let's see, medical.
Uh-huh. How much was your medical, John?
$16,000.
Okay.
Taxes, which was primarily real estate taxes, $7,000.
Uh-huh.
And gifts to charity, $11,000.
Okay.
Anyway, that added up to $33,000.
Right.
I'm going to lose all that?
All right, so here's the reality. Are you single or married?
Married.
Okay. The new standard deduction, this represents January, is $24,000. Your $16,000 next year is not even going to
Of medical.
because that's not deductible. So all you got left then would be the $18,000. 18 is less than 24, so you will not get any benefit at all.
You mean the medical is going to be not
Gone.
gone?
So you want to make sure that for 17, anything that you can get into 17 is still deductible, but in January it is not. And I will tell you, it's not written in stone yet. And you're going to see, I've been reading the wires all the time. The senators are like waffling. They're saying, gee, the seniors don't like this, that they're going to not be able to deduct their medical. So start yelling, because the more people that yell, the better it's going to be for people that are paying medical expenses. They may put this into the law.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
On the back of the form, there's line 39A. It says, check if you were born before January 2nd, 1952. Well, both my wife and I obviously were born before 1952. So we put a 2 in that block. So how does that affect our...
That would give you an extra $2,500 in your standard deduction, which with your itemized deductions didn't apply. But next year, because you won't be able to itemize, you would think, oh, I get to use that. Well, that's gone too.
Right.
So being older than 65
give you a bonus.
isn't going to benefit anybody.
Right.
What was the benefit?
There's an increased standard deduction if you're over the age of 65. That has been eliminated starting in January.
What was the increased standard deduction? 2.
Well, it was either higher standard deduction or itemized deductions. In your case, you itemized, so you never got it. But now, if you don't itemize because you're going to take the standard deduction, you're going to get nothing for being 65.
Wonderful.
And you can't itemize.
Right.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm Esther Galias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930. I guess we've run out of, we can't take any more calls.
No, we
right?
can. We got about 4 minutes.
We got 4 minutes.
Good. We have, no, but I mean no new callers, right?
Right. Yeah, we got 3 on hold.
We have Richard holding?
Yep.
Hey, Richard, how can we help you, sir?
On 401k, they're offering to make those catch-up payments.
Yeah.
And $6,000, or $24,000 total. You can put in that. Would that be a good thing to do, or would that because it might hurt my Social Security down the road?
It's not going to hurt your Social Security.
You pay your Social Security tax on that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't shelter your Social Security taxes, so it's a wonderful thing. It's tax deductible now, tax deferred as you earn it, and and your Social Security's still taxed on the full amount that you got as wages anyway. So you're good.
So okay, I might do that.
I would.
Should.
Can I ask another?
Sure.
I had a stock I want to sell. I took a loss, or I've had a loss on it. It was originally, it was a Canroy. It triggered a K1 statements, and then they switched back to a regular dividend paying thing. When I go to sell that, is that going to be? Am I going to have to go back, and is that going to be tough to?
You should have been keeping track of your bases right from the get-go. So if I were you, I do it now before, if you got some time during the holidays, sit down and reconstruct your bases. So because you're going to have to be able to prove it upon the sale or pay taxes on the whole thing.
Well, it's going to be a loss. So
that's good.
But again, you have to establish your loss. You're still going to have to establish your loss, but. You need to come up with your basis in order to determine your loss.
So I'm gonna have to go back and
reconstruct
figure out what
it.
you paid for it plus reinvest the dividends.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the phones, and we got Frank.
Yep.
Hey, Frank. How can we help you?
Yeah, real quick. How does the IRS treat disability wages or disability income? I've been getting a check, one check a month here.
What was it? Disability that you made the payments to the disability? Sure.
Are they taking out Social Security and Medicare?
No, it's a private insurance company through my former employer.
That you paid the payments, or they did?
They did.
Then it's going to be taxable.
All right. Well, they took money out of my check every 2 weeks.
You're going to get a W-2 at the end of the year.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. Do we have anybody left, Chris?
We got Paul. Real fast,
Hey,
Paul.
How can we help you, sir?
Hi, my name's Paul. I wanted to know if I'm paying alimony, or called maintenance now, $22,000 a year. Right, currently, my ex-wife has to pay the tax on that. Is that going to change?
Yep, January the 1st. If what happens is proposed happens, the maintenance will not be deductible to you, will not be taxable to her. Call your attorney, start complaining, because
bad for you,
it's a
good for her.
seismographical shift.
Yep. Call us on Monday. We'll go
That's
over
right.
more.
I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, with Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian from EG Tax. EGTax.com will be there to help you. Call us during the week anytime you need us, 632-7886. God bless you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.